okay?
911, where's your emergency?
Hi, Captain.
Yes, my daughter is missing.
Hold on, ma'am. Let them talk first.
With a transfer for 309 Lewis Road in Preston Heights. Go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you. What's going on there?
Yes, my daughter is missing. I cannot find her. She was outside playing with the kids, and she's missing.
Okay, how old is she?
She's 1.
All right, stay on the phone with me while we get the police en route. What's her name?
Semaj.
Spell it for me.
Semaj Crosby, S-E-M-A-J.
On April 25th, 2017, 16-month-old Semaj Crosby was reported missing by her mother, Sherry Gordon.
Largely, we know who committed the murder. We believe we have that evidence. But at the same time, the Will County Sheriff, they have that evidence.
We got the yeah.
So I understand we talked to the police that you were going to go get ice cream because it was a nice day and your car wouldn't start.
Yes.
So then take me through what happened.
And then from there we just started looking for her because we noticed that she wasn't with us. She wasn't with the rest of the kids.
I think me and my kids, we got about 9 o'clock and started searching the area and everywhere, and we didn't see it. But then I woke up the next morning and it just dawned on me when I started reading all these reports about them fixing a car. I said, no, that's a lie.
Did you end up having to get the search warrant, or did you just get the consent?
We were working with the State Attorney's Office all afternoon, and they pretty much told us that because all indications from witnesses indicated the child had walked away, we could not get a search warrant at that point.
So we did not do the first request and then gave you a second request. After you made the second request, is when you got the...
We got consent last night from the lawyer that was working with the mother to go in and search the house. That's when we found the baby last night.
And we kept saying, Cherie, where's Semaj? Where's Semaj? She kept saying in the house. By that time, I remember turning my back or something like that to walk away because the sheriffs and everybody had us crowded. So I was saying, get back, give her some room so we could try to figure out what was going on. By that time, Darlene came out and got Cherie and took Cherie in the house. We went in the house. Everybody else standing outside went in the house. It was me and a couple of more people that went inside the house. But when we went inside the house, the couch was standing up. The couch was never down. So we continued to search. I don't remember where Cherie ended up because, like I said, we all walked off. So I vaguely...
Hey, everybody. I'm sorry I did start a couple minutes early. Karis, Beth, everybody in the background, please hit the like button. It's going to be kind of a long live stream. New evidence. What is evidence? Evidence can be physical evidence or testimony evidence. Testimonials, and we have an awful lot of that. Now, I know some people are a little upset because of what LaToya says, okay? And that's too bad. But let me say it again. That's too bad. Now, in the intro, one lady said they were all in the house. And then the couch was standing upright. How is that possible, Conscious? How is that possible? Well, let's take a look at this DCFS report, which I have uploaded in the Semaj Crosby playlist. Make sure you check it out. A lot of interesting things I'm uploading here. Darlene Crosby and Lucretia. I have questions. I have a lot of questions. But we'll get to them. Quiet there, little darling. Hey, Cynthia. Okay. Wesley Sykes, we're gonna hear about you. Yeah, we're gonna hear about you. Darlene, you were investigated for physical abuse involving your grandchildren, Lucretia Crosby's children, ages 3 and 1. Really interesting. Huh. What's next? Oh, you denied all the allegations. Okay. Huh. You seem to want to blame everything on Sherry Gordon, don't you? I wonder why. A lot of different stories going on, aren't there? Hmm. Another allegation on you, Darlene. Interesting. Abrasions and oral injuries, cuts, bruises, welts. Huh. Interesting. Huh. What's this? Companion reports investigations naming Darlene Crosby and Lucretia Crosby. Ah, look at that. Both women were reported in the home. Now, when you did that little press conference with Bishop Greg Greer, um, hmm, you said you didn't go in the house, didn't you? You did. You have changed your story so much. Or are you going to say DCFS lied on the report? And, yes, there was a $6 million settlement. Somebody likes to keep mentioning that one against DCFS. Also against Sherry Gordon and a couple of other people, a couple of other organizations listed on that lawsuit. I'll be uploading the lawsuit. Let me see. Darlene, you've been contacted by DCFS again. Dang. Huh. Hey, Bear, you're fine. During October 2016, both Darlene and Lucretia and their children were living in the Gordon home. You lived there. You had a room there, Darlene and Lucretia, right? So when the dog alerted on the house, right? That window. Whose window was that, Darlene? Darlene Crosby, Grandmother of the Year. Whose window? Was that your bedroom window? Huh? Was that your bedroom window that the dogs hit on? You want to talk about the police not doing their job. And I'm going to play a couple of videos. Don't worry. What you're going to be asking a lot of questions too. But this isn't all there is. I mean, come on, darling. You are all over this DCFS for along with Lucretia and Wesley. And let me ask you something else, Darlene. There was an accusation of you selling Percocets during and after. Look at you, Darlene, all over the place here. Wow. Wow. Isn't that amazing? Unfounded. Unfounded. Okay. Uh-huh. Now, I'm not accusing you of anything, Darlene. These are just questions I have. Yeah, that kind of roll around in my head. Don't worry, I'm just a little cat. Uh, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about investigations. I don't, know anything about anything. Your name is all over this damn report. Hey, Gage, I'm 3. Good to see you. Okay. Now, let me get that window set up. So I'm going to do this one. Here we go. And whoever creature is, I would love to talk to you. I would love it. Get it in the frame. And so things aren't misunderstood. I'm going to get out of the way and put on the captions. Right. Eyes! Top of the morning. It is really early morning. I didn't see you sneak in there. I was reading. Okay. A lot of people lying. Wonder why. Okay. I get that in there. There we go. We have it 1 point. Yep, we do. Okay, take it away. Oh.
The timeline that.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
There's the date.
Am I still muffled as well?
No,
No.
you are good. You guys may have to come on camera. That might be the issue. You might have to use your video phone instead of using just the audio.
This is September 18th, 2025.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over the timeline and then let's see where we're at. So April 25th. You ladies look beautiful, so don't worry about it. April 25th, 2017, Semaj was reported missing by her mother, Cherie Gordon. April 27th, following a widespread search, Semaj's body was discovered under the couch in her home. The police stated that it would have been physically impossible for the toddler to have crawled there herself. And then April 28th of 2017, as you reminded us last segment, Leslie, that the home was destroyed by a fire, which was later ruled arson, and the fires was seen as an attempt to destroy evidence.
The fire occurred on May 6th, one day after the funeral of that beautiful baby, that gorgeous baby girl.
So let's start out. We'll pause right there. Let's talk about what you guys remember during that time frame in those days.
Yeah, let's talk.
We can start with you, Tyra.
I remember, like I said, I remember getting the call. I was in the grocery store, and when I got there, they said that it was Cherie's younger baby, Semaj, and they said she had walked off. I instantly knew that didn't sound right. So I asked where was Cherie, and we were looking everywhere for Cherie. Finally, I spotted Cherie coming out the back of her house in like I don't know if it's a school, a park, or whatever it was.
Okay. So everybody wondered where Cherie went. Well, she came out the back door.
And we calling her name. I'm calling her name like Cherie. But in the midst of me going to the fence where she can climb over the fence so I could pull her over, I remember the Will County Sheriff's trying to charge her, like charge at her and grab her. And I told him no. But when I seen Cherie didn't even look like Cherie. I asked Cherie where Semaj at, and Cherie told me Semaj was in the house. And
Semaj is in the house. Tato! Oh, yeah. Funny how it works, isn't it? Yeah. So, wait a minute. Cherie said Semaj was in the house. So family. Well, why did you tell everybody that Semaj walked at 16-month-old, walked away? And I believe that Sherry was in shock myself from the way this lady describes her.
I said, "Are you sure?" And she said, "Yes, she was in the house. I left her. When I left, she was outside." And so I remember us pulling her over the fence, and we kept saying, "Cherie, where's Semaj? Where's Semaj?" She kept saying in the house.
In the
By that
house.
time, I remember turning my back or something like that to walk away because the sheriffs and everybody had us crowded. So I
Uh-huh.
was saying, get back, give her some room so we could try to figure out what was going on. By that time, Darlene came out and got Cherie and took Cherie in the house.
Darlene, is this lady lying? You see, Darlene, you said you never went in the house. Funny how that works. Is she lying? Or are you lying? Questions. Not accusing you of anything. Questions.
And everybody that was standing outside was wondering why is she going in the house? And then when
Yeah.
Cherie came back outside, we said, "Cherie, where's your baby?" And she said, "I don't know."
Ah.
And from that point, that's when everybody just started spreading out, trying to find her, and just looking everywhere. Will County brought in the search dogs, and they were searching, trying to get her scent, and they couldn't get her scent from nowhere. But that dog stayed at the window, and everybody was outside yelling to the sheriff to go in the house.
Huh?
Go in the house and see where that dog is sniffing at. Go in the house. They didn't
Right.
want to do it. They didn't want to listen. So by that time, we went in the house. Everybody else standing outside went in the house. It was me and a couple of more people.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me the dog is sniffing at the window, which is allegedly Darlene's bedroom window. All of you went inside the house? Funny how this works.
That went inside the house. But when we went inside the house, the couch was standing up. The
Oh.
couch was never down. So
the couch was never down. It was standing up. How'd it get down? How did Semaj get underneath that couch?
we continued to search.
Yep.
I don't remember where Cherie ended up because, like I said, we all walked off. So I vaguely remember where she ended up at. But
Uh-huh.
I do know when we all came back to the house, she kept saying, "I don't know where she at. I don't know where she at." She was outside. So by this time, I'm just a little confused because
Yeah.
I'm saying in my head, like, why don't you know where your own child is? But then that's when she later told me that she had left.
Uh-huh.
She had told me that she had left. So we outside all day, all night looking for her. So then the next day we come back. Cherie never went back in the house. She stayed outside all night. I do remember that because when me and Leslie came back that next morning, she was still outside.
Okay.
And I remember me and Leslie asking her, like, "Do you remember anything? Do you remember?" And she still, as Leslie stated, she still was out of it.
So,
by this time,
let me pause you right there, real
Why?
quick, so we can kind of just editorialize for other people, because I know it's a lot
Why pause, Amir?
of information, Tyra. So, this was the at the point before Samaje's body was actually found.
Yes,
is what you described it. So this was like April 25th and April 26th.
Yes, this is the first day. This is the first night that she came up. So
April 25th after 8 o'clock, after 8 p.m. Okay.
So by that time, I mean, you got people.
Why after 8 o'clock? The police were called at 6. Another question. Son of a bitch. I have so many. I wonder, Harris.
People I remember the Amazon workers, all the Amazon workers left work and they were all walking through the field because they all had like lights pinned to them. And they said, "We have to find this baby." So by that time we were out there till like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. We were exhausted. So we left and went home.
Okay.
I asked Cherie, "Did she want to come with me?" And she said, "No, she's going to go find her baby." So when me and Leslie and them, when we all ended up back up there that morning, Leslie, I can't remember what time it was, but I do know it was early. Cherie was still outside. And me and Leslie went up to her and asked her, "Was she hungry?" She said no. And we asked her, where's her baby? And she just busted out crying and said, "I don't know. When I left, she was outside."
And this is day one into day two. I just want to clarify if I'm getting an understanding of where we're at.
Here comes forehead. So, when you first talked to Cherie, she said Samaje was in the house. Huh. I wonder what happened in those hours.
So basically, a call was put out to you as a family member,
Yes.
and you were told that this was your child that was missing.
Yes, I was told. I was told at first, when we were at Walmart grocery shopping, and it was that I needed to hurry up and get to the house because my child was missing, and the person that I was with at the time, we were confused.
Tara, your head is chopped off a little bit there. Thank you.
And at the time,
Okay. So, the story of the phone call changed already. There's a little law called accessory after the fact. It's used for someone who has information that can help a case and chooses not to provide the information. Thank you.
we were confused because I'm like, no. So when I go to my house, not even thinking, I'm like, where's my baby? So then my phone ended up ringing again, like, you need to get to Preston Heights because Cherie's baby is missing. So
Huh?
we go up there, and like I said, no Cherie.
Magnolia.
So I'm confused, and I'm like, okay, so where's the baby go? Everybody got said the baby wandered off.
First you got there, Miss Cherie was nowhere to be found. Yo.
No.
So who reported the
What do you mean? Miss Cherie was nowhere to be found. You talked to her. Magnolia, how are you? It's so good to see you. Oh, I have linked, I'm so sorry. My apologies, how rude. I have linked Lady Luck Club's channel. She did a beautiful job on the Anthony case and with Nate the lawyer, and I hope he doesn't get a new trial. If he does, he might get more years. I don't know. By what they said. Anyways, but you said you talked to her. But now the story changes again.
missing? Not to you, but who do you think started to if it wasn't her?
That's the question that I want to know, because I want to know, and that's what I asked Cherie. I want to know who reported Semaj missing, because Cherie was, when we got there, Cherie was nowhere to be found. And Cherie, like I said, maybe about 30 minutes later, Cherie had came from the back. I don't know if she was looking for Semaj. I don't know. So it could have been a possibility that she could have reported her baby missing and just was looking for her.
Well, the 911 call is up on the playlist. It was Sherry Gordon or Cherie, however you pronounce it.
Only thing I know was when we got there, I didn't see Cherie. And that's the person that I was looking for. But I end up seeing Cherie maybe 35, 45 minutes later, like I said, walking from the back. I think it's like a school or something. And she was walking through the back. And I remember the sheriff kept saying, well, where's the mom? Where's the mom? And that's when I turned and I looked and I seen her. And she didn't even look like Cherie. That's what I'm saying. And I asked her, I said, y'all get back, let's just pull her over the fence. As we were pulling over the fence, I remember Will County.
Because that's what I wanted to clarify for the audience too. When you say she didn't look like Cherie, was it a spaced out, drugged out, not there? What did you see when she finally?
Well, of course, forehead, you would go to drugs, right? She was probably in shock.
Me, honestly, I thought it was a spaced out look.
Uh-huh.
But when she went home with me, and when she ended up going home with me, maybe like 2 days afterwards or whatever, no, a day afterwards, the next day, she went home with me that night, because I said, I'm taking you home so you could try to go get some rest. She still, I don't know, I thought it was a spaced out puzzle look, but to me personally, it was more like a off the wall. And I asked her, I said, did you take something, or what's going on? And she said she didn't know. She just kept on saying she didn't know. So I asked her, I said, well, what do you remember? And she told me that she remembered them being outside, and she was in the back on her phone, on her telephone. And she said she went to the front door to look out the front door, and she seen Semaj, so she went back in the house and got back on the phone.
Okay, now before you go back to that, we'll just backtrack to say when you was pulling her over the fence, because that's where I interrupted you so the audience could get an idea of what you're seeing in her visual. So go ahead and finish telling when y'all noticed her and you pulled her over the fence. I didn't mean to.
Okay,
so
thank you, Grace. When I noticed her and pulled her over the fence, I'm asking her, I'm like, Cherie, where's Semaj? And I said, Cherie, where's Semaj? I said it like 3 times, and she just said to me, I don't know. She said when I left, she said she was outside. But no, she said when I left, she was outside. I said, so where is Shemaje? She said, I don't know.
You said the mother said she's in the house. You know, conflicting stories in real time is actually very fascinating.
And I said, what do you mean you don't know? And she said, I don't know.
So what did the officers do at this point? Because they were looking for her. Right.
The officers didn't do anything. The Will County sheriffs didn't do anything. It was
Really?
more or less by this time you got Bourbonnais, Kankakee, like you have Coal City. I remember seeing all of those officers
Right?
out, and they were more in tune more than Will County was. They were trying to get questions, and I remember Will County telling them that they needed to back away because they had it under control. But it wasn't under control. So then by that time, JP
Day one. Over 100 officers were out there. Go ahead.
JPD came. The detectives from JPD came. And Will County told them that they needed to move because they needed to leave because all the people that were there, it was not their jurisdiction. Now, they said that about 2 or 3 times because me and Leslie, like the 3rd or 4th time they said it, it was daytime and we were all in the back standing like where it's like a house, I don't know if it's a Trinity house.
Oh, so it's in a different county. Thank you.
Or whatever. But by that time, we were all standing back there, and they were telling everybody that was trying to come and help, like it's not their jurisdiction. And I remember me and Leslie telling one of the officers, one of the sheriffs, that it doesn't matter who jurisdiction this is. We need to figure out what happened to this baby. So I remember him telling us, well, we can make you leave. And me and Leslie told him, we're not going anywhere. Do your job. So by
Yeah.
that time, I don't know. All I know is it was just too much back and forth, too much in and out. It was just too much.
So I'm going to pause you for one quick second because I just wanted to announce for the folks who are just joining. If you are joining us, we are talking about remembering Semaj Crosby and the current investigation. And our purpose tonight is...
Well, Amir, in the intro, I have you saying we know who did it. We have you saying we have the evidence. Go ahead.
Good.
If you can get your audio working.
This is a cold case right now. Her murder has gone unresolved since 2017. So we also pray that this baby gets justice. So real quick, everyone who is in the chat, I just wanted to make sure that we appreciate you joining. So thank you, Ramona. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, and let's just get some of those comments out the way real quick, and then we'll come back. Melly Mel says, "I pray this baby gets justice. It hurts my heart to see her face with her empty, pleading eyes to get justice she deserves." Hello, Minion the God. Welcome to the chat. Minion is an influencer. Thank you for joining. And guys, please share when you can. Please share it. Melly Mel, Minion, it's crazy.
Thank you for that permission to run your video.
Silverback, it's crazy. Thank you for joining. Here's a couple of more comments. Ramona, Beth McBride, thank you for joining. It's so sad. Justice for this baby.
Yes.
Thank you, Brian Wade. Your comment. One thing that I found sad about this case was when the Freedom Frauds tried to extort money and use this baby as a grip. We want to talk a little bit about that too, Brian. We'll come back to that. Everyone here is well aware of that issue, and we definitely want to address that only for the purposes of educating the public. So hello, Brian, and thank you for that comment, and thank you for listening in to the case. Lisa Marie said, what about the friend that was there and failed the lie detector? So give us a second. Do you guys remember the lie detector? Who was that?
Can we let Miss Tyra finish?
No, forehead. The lie detector test. Or should I say, tests. Plural. On different people.
finish her story? Because this is very interesting. We're on day one, and we didn't get any type of witness statements from day one. But we'll I don't want her to lose her place too.
Okay, yeah, we'll go back to the day one. Let me just get. It's only a few more comments, Grace. Can we just get those out real quick? So we'll come back. But the friend about the lie detector. Just what was the name of that person? Do you guys remember? Just the name. We won't get into that.
I didn't know anybody failed the lie detector.
I don't think so either, Lisa. I don't think that.
Is that a lie? Did Darlene and Lucretia take lie detector tests and fail them? It's a question. You know, when I ask questions, I usually have something to back it up with. Tamika, did you take a lie detector test? Questions.
That happened. I think that what happened was they were interviewed, but no one took a lie detector test that we can remember. But if you do,
That's a lie.
I don't remember anyone taking a lie detector test and failing neither.
Okay.
I don't even know. This is my first time hearing that.
Yeah. So Lisa, if you do have information, that would be more in this segment. It appears that there is neglect. How many adults were present when this baby came you missing?
Yeah, I just talked about the neglect. And you could see all the neglect that went on in that household in the playlist. And I just uploaded the DCFS report. It is absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. What the hell is family services doing for children? What the hell are you people doing for children? You're supposed to be there to protect children. And you have how many reports?
There was neglect. We're going to talk about that part.
No shit.
Ramona, we're going to talk a little bit about that part.
A little bit?
Then we'll talk about some of the people who were involved. So thank you again. And Creature said, Tamika, hey, Creature. Brian, again, welcome aboard. Welcome, Creature. So
yeah,
let's go ahead. Oh, she's saying, Creature is saying Tamika took a lie detector test.
Uh-huh. And Darlene admitted to taking one too. Didn't you?
What she did, we don't remember that. But I mean, even if that were the case, I mean, still the investigation is still open. So let's get back. We'll get back.
Yeah, let's just ignore that. Creature, I want to talk to you. GB, good to see you.
Grace, thank you for y'all patience too. Just wanted to just acknowledge.
Fix your mic. Oh, for Pete's sakes.
You kind of.
Yeah, he's breaking up.
You remember where you left off at? You were talking about the officers. This is what I wanted to ask you, because you were talking about mom being discovered when y'all were looking for her, and it being some controversy amongst the different officials that were supposed to investigate. My question to you: were they formally taking people to interview, just like y'all brought out someone named Tamika, lie detector test? Did they ever formally take you guys to go interview? Phone numbers? Do you know anything?
No, they.
Yes, they did. You see, they interviewed Sherry or Cherie in their what do you call? Yeah, what's the name for that? Staging area.
They didn't do any of that.
They did.
I remember
you might not have seen
stating that because we had asked, like, if a baby is missing, like, shouldn't every person or adult or shouldn't every person that was there, shouldn't they be down at the station? And again, this same Will County Sheriff who was giving us the problems before, he stated that they didn't want to touch it. They didn't want no parts of it. And I remember saying to him, like, well, that sounds like a bunch of BS. Well, then if you guys don't want any parts of it, you need to bring the FBI in. And it went from there. Like I said, we were out there all night. I do remember that we left maybe about 2 a.m. And then we were right back up. Now this is day 2 of Semaj missing. when we pulled up, me and Leslie was walking up and down the street, and we spotted Cherie, and Cherie had been up all night. Um,
Uh,
we asked her again, "Where's your baby?" And she said, "I don't know. She was outside. I don't know." Um, Will County shows up again. By this time, you got JPD detectives, Matlock, and a couple of more detectives that came up there. I do recall JPD and Will County bumping heads, and JPD left. I do remember that part. They left. Um, and an officer told the sheriff told us that he was going to end up just shutting the whole thing down because it was too much and they didn't want to get their hands dirty.
what?
So
So
Will
we
County and JPD were saying the same thing, but Will County was saying they were the people investigating, but then said, "I'm not touching that."
they
This is
don't
what.
we're not touching that because we don't want to get we're not touching that and we don't want to get our hands dirty. Is the comment they kept making, and I said, well, that's
Come here. Hey, you're not going to interrupt that?
effed up because it's a baby that's involved. Um,
So,
and
so,
then we all just
so all the police just left and said to hell with it. Okay.
branched off again and kept looking, just looking for her until we finally said, enough is enough because we sent on a wild goose chase because you had one person saying she went this way, you had one person saying she went this way, when initially we done finally summed it down that she ain't went nowhere.
Huh?
Nobody seen this baby walk off nowhere. So
Right.
by that time, everybody that was out there that was helping look, we agitated because we getting so many conflicted stories
Right.
about where she went, she walked off, she wandered off, somebody took her. I mean, it was just like 12 different stories. Nothing.
Yeah, I think, and allegedly, the family put out that story. But you said you talked to Cherie, and she said the baby's in the house.
Added up. So
Oh,
I took Cherie. Cherie went home with me that night so I could try to get her to go to sleep. I could not get her to go to sleep. She was up all night. She kept saying, I know I seen Semaj. I know I seen Semaj. And she just was screaming in my house. And I said, just calm down. She said, I know I seen my baby. I know I seen my baby. I went to the door. I was on the phone. I went to the door. I glanced out. I looked at her and I went back to the kitchen because she said she was going through some bags of clothes so she can go wash. And she said she went back to the door. She still seen Semaj, so she went back to the kitchen.
And that's what she told you that night when she was in your home.
Yes. And she said that um after that, I guess they all piled up and went to go get ice cream or something. And I asked her, I said, well, was Semaj in the car? And she told me that she didn't remember. I think she said didn't remember. I don't want to lie or nothing like that. But I think she said that she didn't remember. Or I think she said she assumed she was in the car with somebody else. So I'm not really sure.
okay.
Okay, I know you're going to get on into a little bit more about what happened where they were doing the search, but I just want to ask you something so maybe this can help the audience clarify. Since you knew Samaji's mom, from childhood and now and have real good connections, what do you think her state of mind was as far as you say she was spaced out, but then she was saying like she don't know. And then I do remember you mentioning that she has like a sensitive type of personality. Can you explain that to the people so they can kind of get an idea about mom and
I
Yeah.
dynamic?
knew I knew Cherie since Cherie was a little girl. Cherie Cherie wouldn't hurt a fly.
Huh.
As long as I've known Cherie, like I said, she didn't been around me, she didn't live with me.
But according to the DCFS reports, Darlene, Lucretia, and Wesley did. According to the DCFS reports, of course.
Um, Cherie never Cherie never even whooped her kids. Like she'll yell, "Go sit down" or something like that. But she's soft spoken. Like
Uh-huh.
you would never see. I mean, you would never if she was mad or something like that, you would never see it because Cherie always had a smile. She always had a smile on her face. But one
Interesting.
thing I do know is that Cherie, she loved her babies. And every time I've been around her, like I mean, she didn't help me with my kids. You know,
So, Darlene, in that prep conference, why did you say you think Cherie did it to get back at James because he had a new girlfriend? You said that. Don't worry, I already got it taped, and I'll make that public after this live stream, that press conference. And the shittiness of the audio, I had to put it through a program and make a translation.
So, um, I I just don't. Cherie wouldn't harm a fly. Her, and I'm not saying this in a bad way. And I don't want nobody to take my words and get them twisted. Um, Hair wise, it's not something that she is. I don't want to say it wrong. It's not something that she's capable of doing. Is what I'm gonna say.
Mental capacity wise.
Yes, because I'm telling you, the Cherie has a heart of gold. She always has. And when she first had her first son, her first child, she was so happy. I mean, she took care of him because they stayed with me when I stayed on the South End. Her and her oldest son lived with me. And she would always get up. She's cooking for all the kids. They're around the house. They cleaning up. Like, I just don't see this. This is just it's just not something, because she cherished her kids. And not only her kids, she cherished kids that were around her. Like, she's the type of person, hey, we finna go to the store, we all finna go get some chips, some candy or something. Like, that's just how she is.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah. So with
Cherie
Tyra,
not mental. She's not capable of. She's no putting the baby. No.
so
And
Tyra,
I'm not taking up for her or nothing like that. I'm just telling you how I'm just stating how I feel. I'm not pointing the blame or anything like that, because I don't know. But I just know that Cherie, she wouldn't harm. That's a no.
Huh.
Amir, you
so
about to say
Tyra,
something?
Tyra, one second. With that being said, let's because we kind of want to stick on this timeline a little bit, but I definitely
Oh.
appreciate it, and then we'll get back to kind of like characterizations of some of the people who were involved. Okay,
Ah.
I think it's fair, and just to kind of keep things in chronological order.
Oh, okay.
You want to move on, or you wanted to?
Well, the chronological order I'm putting together in a timeline, it's in the introduction.
Go ask a question. I just wanted her to clarify kind of what she was seeing from the mental capacity of mom, and how mom was pursuing the situation. And then she went on, she was going to start talking about the actual search actually kind of going on in the dog.
Uh-huh.
And that part, were you
Yeah.
at that part?
That part.
That's fine. So either Leslie or Tyra, you guys can just just to kind of give it more engagement. And so if you want to join in and chime in on some of that as well, Leslie.
Because you were there on day 2. To the audience, Miss Leslie came in on day 2 as well. So this part with Miss Tyra and Miss Leslie, didn't you guys meet day 2 and had some interaction and saw some things together?
Yes. Day. What was it, Leslie? Day 2.
I know when we were all out there, it seemed like there was so many people up there to search, hundreds and hundreds of people, and they kept sending us away from the house. You remember that?
Oh.
And
Yes.
they were trying
And that's when I come in to say.
Was that the family? Or the police? Allegedly, it was the family. Because the family kept telling news reporters, which I have that too, yes, I do, kept telling the news reporters, putting out the news, kept telling them to come in the woods with us, directing them away from the house.
They were telling us that's when I come in to say they were telling us, oh, well, she may be here. She walked this way, or no, she went this way. So every time everybody did come back to the house, like the whole search parties, like she said, it was over 100 to 200 people. And
Yep.
can you just imagine? You got all these people going in separate directions. We down at ponds, we all in fields, and it was just like every time we came back to the house, like I said, and that's like I said, we were directed somewhere else.
Uh-huh.
So by this point, this is when we really getting frustrated, because everybody is out there like, what's going on? Because y'all telling us this, we got 50 people going this way, then you got 50 people going this way, then you got 2 people, 10 people going another. It's just like we were sitting north, south, east, west, but we all ended up back in the same circle, which is back in front of the house. So if y'all telling us that y'all didn't see her or nobody seen her, what the hell is we going through all these circles for, and still ended up back to the house? Then when we ended up up to the house for the last and final time, that's when all hell broke loose, because everybody out there was saying the same thing, like, this is a joke. You know, because it's hot out here. I mean, it's 95 to 100 degrees outside.
Huh.
It was hot that day. For some reason in April, it was really hot. Leslie, I don't know if you remember, but it was hot.
Yes,
And I
It was
don't know why,
burning
but
up.
it was
We ended
burning
up
up.
walking the whole Preston Heights area through all the houses, all the neighborhoods. Then we came back to the house. We stood there. We talked to Cherie for a little bit. She had on this winter coat with a hood. She just wasn't herself. Then the dog kept barking at the window of the house. The police were sending everybody away from the house. They had us in fields, and it was just total nonsense. Nothing was together. Nothing was organized. They were just sending us every which way. The command station was somewhere like on the corner. Then the detective came out and told us we would help better if we all piled up together and walked through the field to see if we could find any clues or anything. It was a whole clown show. Seriously.
And the ones who were, and I need to remind you, the ones who were sending us away, the detective, the JPD detective was the one who said it'd be better if we all go in crowds and look. Will County is the ones who were sending us in a circle.
While
it was
the
Will
dog
County.
barking.
Because the family said she walked away. So, go ahead.
At the house.
So when the dog was barking at the house, everybody that's out there is yelling, y'all need to go inside this house. And that's when the sheriff said they don't want no parts of it because they don't want to get dirty. Is exactly what they said.
I don't remember whose family member it was, but it was a man, and he got really upset. And he's like, that dog won't leave that window. That baby is in that house. That baby is in that house. You all need to go in that house and look for the baby. And he was totally ignored. And at that point, they acted like, even like they wanted to arrest him for a disturbance or something. But he was telling them that baby is not out here. That baby is in that house, and you guys are sending us off. It was really sad. And then people got emotional, and it was bad.
But that's what the Will County detectives told me and Leslie, that if we didn't calm down, that we were going to be arrested. Because we told them that this is just a bunch of BS that y'all sending us on a wild goose chase, and ain't nothing getting done. They sitting in cars. They sitting in their cars.
So
nobody is out doing nothing.
So where's the FBI at this point? Because the FBI was on the ground initially helping out with the search.
The FBI, I do remember the FBI coming, but I didn't really too much, we didn't really too much engage in that because at the time we were talking to Cherie. And that's when they said, okay, well, the command center is over here, so we're going to take Cherie to the command center. Okay, Cherie went to the command center, and we
to interview her. Huh.
We walked over there and said, what's going on? That's when Neil Patel popped up.
And let everybody know who Neil Patel is.
Neil Patel is a lawyer. And he came in to step in to for Cherie. And I don't even know where he came from, honestly. Because I'm like, who are you? And he like, Neil Patel. And I'm like, oh, okay.
This is what I want to clarify something too, because when the dog was hitting on the window, what window was it? Was it the window where the couch was at? And can you clarify? Because you said one day the couch was up, and then the next day the couch was down. Could you clarify those three things for us?
Well, the window that the dog was at, when we asked Cherie who window was that, she said that's where Darlene was. She said that was Darlene's room.
Huh. Now, that's what this lady says. So why was the dog hitting on Darlene's room for Semaj? And why was the couch up? The couch? Now look. Forehead. You're going to get into how the cops never searched the house, okay? They did. They went in. As soon as they got the call, they went in and did a cursory search. And the family, some family members, told them the baby walked away. So what are the police supposed to do? Search outside the house. Because the family's saying she wandered off. But they did go in and do a cursory search.
And I said, okay. And then by that time, the dog is still going crazy. And that's when everybody was outside. And then the guy that Leslie's talking about, that's when he just got real upset. Like, y'all need to go in the effing house because that's where the dog is at. The baby is in the house. Like, he just kept saying it. And then everybody else kept saying it. The second day when we went up there, the second day after Semaj being missing, the couch was still standing up. The night before, they knocked on the door, on my door, to tell us that they had found Semaj under the couch. We had just left. We left maybe like 11:45. They came to my house maybe like either past midnight or maybe like 1:15 in the morning because it was pouring down raining. And the couch was still up. Because I remember peeking my head in the door. So when he came in and told Cherie, you know, and told us what had happened, which what I had already knew on his face because his eyes was, you know, bloodshot red. And I said, "Did you guys find her?" And he said, "Yeah." Cherie was walking out the room, and with a look on her face, and he just told her to sit down, and then told her what happened. And then she even said the same thing. "No, my couch was up," and I'm like, "That couch was standing up." So somebody put the couch down because the couch was standing up the whole time.
So Cherie acknowledged that the couch was up as well and down, and you're saying that the detective honed in on that.
So let's do this while we're talking.
Leslie, you want to add something more to this because you were there at that time as well?
I never went in the house, but I do remember.
Uh-oh, you went out.
You know, under the furniture, everything like that, and several people else standing up. So it's like unbelievable.
Okay. Say it one. Repeat that one more time, Leslie. Can you repeat that one more time?
He said the couch was standing up.
Your service went in and out when you were talking.
Okay, so let's do this while we're waiting. So, Grace, we're gonna just for the purposes of just time, we'll definitely cover that. I wanted to show a picture of the DCFS since we're on the condition of the house, and some of the things, and I think that this will bring a little bit more light because I think people need to see this. So, I don't think we can see the couch in this shot, you guys, but you know, this is, for those who are watching, this is the home where Semaj was found dead, and you know, this was days after her body was discovered. The fact that this house was destroyed by a fire within 3 days, and again, as we had talked about.
No, the fire happened on May 6th. Not a day after, not 3 days after, May 6th. I have that video too. And I also have the neighbor who filmed it. It'll be uploaded on the, well, it's uploaded now, I'll make it public. I have a lot of information on that playlist. Might look a little scroungy right now. We'll get there.
The authorities believe the fire was intentionally set. So, I mean, we can still talk about day 1 and 2 and 3, but I just wanted to give a little bit of graphic while we were talking. The details about the house and the discovery of Semaj's body and the conditions. The house was in a deplorable condition and in an unsanitary state. And according to reports, and I think we talked a little bit about it, Leslie, between 5 to 15 people living in the houses at various times. And then photos from at the time showed the trash, the furniture, and other belongings and clutter. In this small, it had to be.
You know, the woman said that Cherie cleaned. This looks like a bomb went off in the house. It absolutely looked. I mean, there were roaches and everything else in that house. No, the fire wasn't 8 months later. She passed on April 25th. The fire was May 6th, the day after her funeral. TK. Yeah, the couch was down when they finally got in there to search. And they found her underneath the couch. Not in it, underneath.
Be like a 900-foot space, so this is like the size of most people's garage. It's not a large house dwelling at all, but you know, it's, you know, roughly about 900 square feet. So, you know, this kind of provides. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a picture. I couldn't find a picture of the couch, but you know, according to the reports on the ground, you guys can substantiate. Was this the typical condition of the house and then we can go back to like some of the things that you guys saw
Yeah,
on day
was it?
1, 2, and 3. But is this typically how the house was kept and everything?
I had never been.
Yes.
It was okay. I had never
Oh, it
been there, and I
was.
still didn't go inside when we were searching. I
So this is the normal condition of the house. And DCFS knew it. Hours before the 911 call. This is what DCFS saw.
was outside mostly looking.
And I do apologize. This pisses me off. All the lies, all the bullshittery, all the I know who did it. This baby. Innocent. Innocent. Baby. Look at how sad she is. Look at those eyes. So yeah, it pisses me off when stories change and when
That's one of my regrets. I wish I would have went in there and tried to go through some stuff to see, but
now remember, she just said I wish I had a went in there. Now I don't know who's talking, whether it's Leslie or I think it's Carl, maybe. I apologize if I get the name wrong.
we heard so many rumors. We heard this baby was so many places. So I don't know. And again, they're rumors and nobody knows for sure. But I mean, if she got put under a couch when the couch was standing up for 2 days, she was in different places.
Right.
Well, this is not even sanitary for, a human being to or an animal to live in. So, much less, a child. So, tragic.
Oh, I see what you're saying, Eyes.
Let's keep
I
this in mind
apologize.
that I did on the coronary report. I was able to find the cases. Remember, I told you that DFACS was going there. They were going there for the last 6 months, seeing that. But there were several allegations of abuse, and I found the one of the suspected sexual abuse of the 3-year-old. So on the next
Yeah, that's in the report too.
live when we do, we could go into this document. They had extensive
Sorry,
reports
Eyes.
From DFACS.
I got
call
it.
DFACS. I do apologize.
Yes, it's DCFS for those who are, just so we don't confuse anybody.
Yeah,
Department
don't
of Children
confuse
and
anybody.
Child Protective Service. So they saw this, and that's why now it makes even more sense why the settlement was so large, because they have an extensive report here, which seems to be not the truth of several visits coming to this home. But I'll just let you guys continue, because even if, people would have been like, hey, well, you saw the house, DFACS saw this house too.
Let's grab some comments because I just want to keep this thing moving and then we'll continue. So Creature said, y'all know Creature, by the way? We know, we believe we know who Creature is. Been there since day one. Have video snapshots from all the Crosbys in their lives. And also mentioned how the Crosby females were abusive towards Cherie. I mean, if you guys want to respond to that, we're kind of not at that point just now.
Yeah, but Amir, you had a press conference with Darlene and Tamika. Lucretia couldn't make it. She was working. Her perspective will have changed from the... Yeah, like I said, this is 2025. And Semaj was murdered in 2017. People forget things. How things, are remembered. There was a lot of people out there that day. A lot of cops out there that day. FBI was called in for the search. They have dive teams, everything. A lot of rumors. A lot of rumors. Eyes.
We want to do characterizations, but since it's up, if you just want to briefly respond to any of the comments, feel free to. If not, we're just going to keep rolling to it. And Creature, we definitely get back to the characterizations right at the end about all of the people involved, because we definitely have that.
Yeah, because we haven't talked about Miss Darlene in her role in this.
Right. And we want to do that. So, and we, just in the time frame that we have. So, Creature, we'll definitely get back to that. So, stand by. Allowing a fake search to go on when people knew that the sweet baby was in that couch is criminal. They impeded the investigation and instructed justice. I mean, we definitely, you are preaching to the choir, and we all believe that. Help me understand, the adults never looked at all in the house is really making me angry. Well, it's not even the investigation on the ground. Definitely, there was a lot of balls that were dropped. The investigators, Joliet or Will County. The lead investigating force was the Will County Sheriff's Department, I believe, from day one. And I mean, it was just a lot going on and a lot of missteps. And I mean, I wasn't there, but I mean,
You weren't there, so what missteps were there? They went in, they did a cursory search of the house. And whatever family members told them that the baby walked away, that's where the search goes.
I mean, just from putting together just the reports and looking through earlier reviews and coming maybe a couple of weeks, like a week or 2 weeks later, actually. I don't even think it was 2 weeks. It might have been a week. But anyway, let's see. Creature said, who was in the house the first night if Cherie did not go in? That's a great question. That's for day 1, 2, and 3. You guys want to have any recollection of that?
What happened? Oh. I
On the ground, definitely there was a lot of balls that were dropped. The investigators, Joliet or Will County. The lead investigating force was the Will County Sheriff's Department, I believe, from day one. And I mean, it was just a lot going on and a lot of missteps. And I mean, I wasn't there, but I mean, just from putting together just the reports and looking through earlier reviews and coming maybe a couple of weeks, like a week or 2 weeks later, actually. I don't even think it was 2 weeks. It might have been a week. But anyway, let's see. Creature said, who was in the house the first night if Cherie did not go in? That's a great question. That's for day 1, 2, and 3. You guys want to have any recollection of that?
Tara, who stayed there? Did anybody stay there that night?
From my understanding, Darlene, I think everybody that stayed there was there. Because I remember them, one officer saying that, "Oh, just close the door and go to sleep."
I'm sorry, y'all.
Okay.
He said, "Just close the door and go to sleep."
Wow.
So, and then at the time when they went to sleep, just to verify, the couch was still up when you left.
When we walked off.
Well, the purpose of it, Eyes, is who is lying and who murdered this baby. Here comes the commander of the house. Hi, Commander. Who's lying? Who's telling the truth? And what happened to that little baby? They found her stuffed underneath that couch. How can that couch be up? Why was the couch up? Hi, Mom. Say hi. Hi. There you go.
From that door, I peeked. I remember peeking my head in again, and I looked, and they said, "Well, we finna go to sleep." I can't remember, somebody in the house saying they was finna go to sleep or something like that. And then the Will County Sheriff that was standing right there was just saying, "Well, close the door and lock everything up and go to sleep." And we was just like, wow. I can't say what I really want.
Well, I'd be like, wow, too, if that happened. And also, I want to know why. Maybe there was, maybe there wasn't. I don't know. Why wasn't there a post outside the house? What do I mean by a post? A cop sitting in a car watching over a crime scene. But at this time, it wasn't a crime scene. It was a missing child.
Want to say on here, but yeah.
Could you
Will County, and every day we were there, they just kept stating they didn't want no parts of it. They didn't want to get dirty. They was not going in the house. They didn't want to get dirty. They didn't want this. They didn't want no parts of it. It's just what they said.
And dirty was physically dirty. This is what I'm trying to get in.
Yes.
Well, we just showed a picture that it was,
that's what they kept saying, dirty, physically dirty.
Right.
So the question is, too, can we ask about what was Miss Darlene doing throughout all this? Did you see her on the first day, second day? How was she? Both of you ladies.
I didn't see her.
From day one?
I seen her.
You did see her. You said she took Cherie in the house.
Yeah, either.
I seen her the first day.
Oh, okay.
That night we was up there, I seen her. And after that, I didn't see her no more because, like I said, when we came back the second day,
Right,
me and
Cynthia.
Leslie, we got out the car, we walked over, we was looking for Cherie. Again, it's hot outside, and we're wondering why does Cherie have on a winter coat? And we asked her, did she go back in the house? And she said, no, I've been out here all night looking for my baby. And we never walked back towards the house. And when we did walk back towards the house, we still never seen nobody. We never seen nobody come out.
I didn't see them. The only time I was able to see them was on the news. Remember the first night the news came up and interviewed them because they were looking for the baby? And
Yeah.
I didn't know them. The only one I knew was Cherie. I didn't know anybody else. And that's when I saw the other people that lived there. They were standing behind Cherie when she was being interviewed on the news.
I just want to clarify something. So the two basically ladies of the household, I would assume, because this place was rented or owned by Miss Darlene,
GB.
the grandma, right?
No, that was Cherie's home.
That
Okay,
was Cherie's home.
It was Cherie home. So Mom and Cherie, kind of like the main two, were not there for a majority of the time that you were telling me.
Oh my! Do you guys see this? I didn't know that creature. I had no idea.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Might as well get to it right now. So,
Yeah.
might as well get to it. So let's get to some of the more comments. So according to Creature, we don't really know who are you, the part that you play, but you seem to be someone who was in the know. So according to Creature, Darlene was selling Percocets during the search. These are allegations, y'all. During the search in the days following. So these are allegations. We have heard.
Well, you have heard what?
Something like that.
So you heard Darlene was allegedly selling Percocets while they were searching for baby Semaj. Huh. Yeah, I don't know how they could, never mind, go to bed.
I would be amiss to say that I hadn't heard about that, but
Oh,
here's another thing that was said. Let's talk about all the females that were in the home when Semaj went missing. It's important to note who was there before Semaj went missing. There was a social worker who was there that day. We're going to talk a little bit about, we're going to move on really quickly to the DCFS case, because that aspect of it, because I really want to segue into that. Just give us a quick second and real quick. Yes, a lot.
what are what? Eyes. I know you're different country. Yeah, well, if there's a call for ransom, it would be a crime scene. Now, I don't know after they found Semaj if they had a post outside. Yeah, Percocets.
I'm not sure who they were actively looking to cover up. Well, yeah, we definitely want to get to that. Lots of cover up, but yes, there is a cover up.
Yeah.
And then, no, it was Cherie's, Darlene's, and Lucretia's were squatting in that home. There were squatters as well, we heard. But I mean, that again, these are all allegations. But thank you for that. Thank you for those comments, everyone, and just continue. So go ahead. Do we want to move on to the DCFS case, or do we have that aspect of it? Because I definitely have a video to show it. Are there any more questions as far as day 1, 2, 3?
Oh, Percocets. Oh, Cynthia answered you. Okay. I'm having my coffee. There's a lot of questions surrounding us, and people know. People know.
And who was around?
Well, you can show the video if you want to, and then if I pull up anything significant, the defects is not even pertaining to Semaj as far as the old cases. They were just inside the house.
Okay, so here's one of the things that had come up even on a lot of the first and second day conversations. So what folks did not know, and you guys could elaborate, stop me. The Illinois Department of Children and Family Services, we call it DCFS, was heavily criticized for its mishandling of the case. The agency had received 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
They should have been fired.
11 prior reports of abuse and reported missing. So the home was described, as we said, as being in deplorable conditions, unfit for human occupancy. So to your point earlier, Grace, one of the reasons why the settlement came was because the Department of Children and Family Services definitely dropped the ball. So let's show the video of the DCFS questions, officials who were questioned about that. Let me show that right now, and then we can come back, guys.
Okay.
And I'm Erica Sargent.
And I'm Rob Johnson. Illinois lawmakers grilled DCFS about mistakes made and changes that are needed. Roseanne Tejas has more from today's hearing.
I really get the impression that you guys really don't understand the importance of what it is that you're supposed to be doing.
Lawmakers wanted to know what DCFS is doing to prevent incidents like the death of 17-month-old Semaj Crosby.
Yeah.
Caseworkers deemed the home where she was living dirty but safe just days before the toddler was found dead beneath a couch. Why wasn't she removed?
It is a traumatic experience that can be as enduring as the neglect or physical abuse that initially brought the child into our line of sight.
Walker called the Crosby case a perfect storm involving poverty, a mother's impaired abilities, and an intrusion of people living in the home. She outlined several action steps, including better ways of tracking cases, so caseworkers know if the agency's visited before. In the past, there was no record of calls deemed unfounded.
What we need is to expand the lens so that we're not just looking at episodes, but we're looking at trends.
But Representative Flowers says she is tired of excuses.
There's nothing new under the sun. This is just common sense. This is all about respect.
I hope that DCFS is held accountable, and I hope that they make sure that this never happens again.
Oh, look, LaToya.
And that was Semaj's godmother, who also spoke today. Flowers says there are funds and programs already in place that could have helped this family. At one point, she told the director, "It's on you now." Her words, to get the house in order. Well,
You called it a wake-up call for DCFS. Do you think they got the message today with that hearing?
I think they did, and certainly the director tried to convey a sense of urgency. She said this is something that we are working on. They have other outside companies taking a look at some changes, but she said don't think for a minute we're sitting back and waiting.
Right. Although this kit is not enough for Semaj at this point. There are so many other families in the system that need to see these changes.
Absolutely. They've got a lot of work to do.
Okay. Thank you.
So guys, let's really drill that down because I think it's very important. So I know that Leslie was at the hearing, and I met the action team at the point. I was also there. But while we're doing that, I just want to pull back up the picture of the home, or if I still have it, I might not have it. I think I do. Hold on. Let's look at this again and talk a little bit about just the conditioning of the home.
Yeah, we know the condition of the home. Yeah, opioid addiction. Amir, I don't care what you do. I want to hear the women.
Okay. What's your what was your standpoint about that? All right.
I didn't know. I didn't go in the bedroom, so I didn't know how the rooms looked. I didn't know that until I seen, the pictures. No, until actually we went in there because the Will County Sheriff had called Cherie's lawyer, Neil Patel, and said that if Cherie didn't come up there to the house to remove the guinea pig and all the other animals that were in there, that they were going to charge her with animal cruelty. So that's when I got a chance to get the walkthrough of the house, and we had to come through the back door. Then when you tried to come in the back door, it was just bogarted with black garbage bags. Because like I said, she stated that she was, getting clothes together so she can go to the laundromat.
So is that before Semaj was found? Or after? Did anybody catch that?
But when I did a walkthrough of the house, I'm like, this is not Cherie. Cherie is she's not a nasty person.
Yeah, but you already said that you were in the house and it looked that way. Wyoming, a little vampire.
She always cleaned up. So I was shocked myself when I seen it.
This is when I asked the question, Amir, did anybody make a report about the way the police investigated this case?
April.
Because they were just too good to walk in the house, touch the house, do anything. That's what it sounded like. They had no care because they were better than the situation. So did anyone go to try to report the actual investigation unit? Because me, I tell on the police, I tell on.
Yeah, so
Yeah, forehead. April, good to see you. The police did a cursory search of the house.
Not early on, because here's the thing: the investigators were. I mean, it was just a cluster of different. And you guys can correct me if you don't agree. You don't have to agree, but
Let me correct you. The police were called 911. Sherry Gordon called 911. The police came and did a cursory search of the house.
you know, from what I know, it's just a cluster of different things. I mean, there were people who were adding to confusion. Like one person mentioned, like some of the activism on the ground. The activism were fighting each other. The activists, and you know,
Of course, you gotta, put Jet in there. Go ahead.
but there were people bringing confusion. Not only that, but I mean, there were people making all kind of allegations and rumors
You mean like Latoya?
up. So they were really trying to chase down a lot of things, and it just added to the clutter. You know, and
Clutter?
yeah, I can remember talking to RJ Austin, and I mean, you know, we as a collective, including Tara, including Leslie, we really tried to just stay away from just innuendo and allegations. Just tried to help get as much facts out there as possible from a community perspective without accessing blame. But I mean, you
In my intro, you say you know who murdered her. Who did it?
had a flurry of people just bringing a lot of nonsense and just, I mean, I was told, and you know, I don't know, you guys could attest to it, that I mean, people are just making up all kind of stories, you know, and any time, and I think the police were getting frustrated. I'm not giving them a backdoor either because they did mishandle the case, but anytime you have a case like this and it's known, you know, you're gonna have people and they're gonna bring all these crazy leads, and they mentioned that, you know, they tried to investigate every time somebody had an allegation, but it was time consuming.
Well, yeah, of course, people call in with tips. Um, so, the police were called child missing. They did a cursory search of the house. Uh, the family said she had wandered off. Okay. So that's why they started searching outside and brought in the dive teams, because they all said she wandered off. So
So, you know, you have
I hope that answered, and I hope I don't sound rude. It just, people know who killed this little baby girl. That precious life. That's what pisses me off about it. You've got all these rumors. You've got all this changing up of stories, lies, right? So that's why they did a cursory search. They looked through the house, and they were told the baby wandered off. So that's why they had the dogs out and everything like that. You weren't there, and did you graduate from the police academy to say how police handled it wrong? I'm not sure how they handled it wrong. Nobody cooperated.
had a synergy of things going on, and it just didn't help. You know, it didn't help to resolve the case, Grace.
I understand. But I can't give them leeway in this particular situation because
They don't need leeway.
Thank you. They never entered the home. The baby was there, so I understand the chaos because that's one of the things that we meet on. All of the detractiveness, the people were making confusion, but they never went into the home. And when
They did. Miss, I can talk to Kanika with a stethoscope. Oh, I'm trying to understand all this. At the time, there was no reason to believe she was underneath the couch. No. No, and, you know, from this woman's testimony, and this is testimony, she said that the couch was upright for a couple days or something. And the dog hit on Darlene's bedroom window. So what was happening in that house? I mean, and why did ECFS have all of these reports and not do anything? One of the children wanted to unalive himself. In the DCF report, he did not want anything to do with his grandmother. and another family member. So what was happening in that house? It pisses me off. I'm sorry. Yeah. What about charges for child neglect? Right. DCFS played a major role, but so did all of the family. They all knew it. They lived there. I hope I'm not angry voice. So people went to sleep in the house that night, and someone knew there was a dead baby in the house. Yes. But according to this woman's testimony, Cherie wouldn't go in the house. If these folks are going to speak on this, they should know what happened, not spread misinformation. Yeah. But it's testimony, right? They were there. Yes, it's, what, 9 years now? This would be 8 years. Memories fade. Things get out of sequence, right? So we're going to have a lot of testimony. People talking about the case that were there. People aren't going to like it, and I don't care. And people know who those people are. But you need to get to the bottom of it. The lies. It's all the lies for me. And whoever murdered that baby, there were only certain adults there. So who did it? And then they went to sleep in that house.
When they were
Sorry.
hit with the, with the bloodhound giving them a scent, it wasn't followed through. So I do think that this does, because this needs to be reported, because this will ensure that the police department never, ever
Forehead. Never mind.
handles this like this again. That's kind of where I'm at, when it comes to certain investigations, because we can get, talk about what happened, but we also got to talk about the defaulty of how they handled the investigation. So do you see any viability in possibly, especially with Miss Tara and Leslie's story? They are witnesses. They said things that were very
Witnesses.
important. You know what I'm saying? That could have shed light and pushed the cops in a direction to maybe ask someone some more questions. As you say, you don't want to put blame, but regardless, we just gotta,
No, it's not that I don't want to put blame. Like I said, Will County dropped the ball from day one, and I definitely believe that. And even they didn't even release a coroner's report. We had to do that. So my thing is that it wasn't really a matter of not assessing blame. It was a matter of, I'm just saying that there was a lot of confusion on the ground, and it hindered the investigation as well.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of confusion on. And what do you mean you got the coroner report released? Yeah, exactly, Ice. Even when a case is fresh, okay, people are gonna mix up their stories, right? They're gonna forget the sequence, right? And this is 8 years later that these women are speaking about it. So there's nothing against these two women, okay? I want to make that clear. Nothing against these two women. They're trying to recall what happened that day. It was all chaotic. The baby wandered off. That was the standard. But some things don't change over the years. The brain doesn't forget. That's true. When you have a case of this magnitude, things will stick in your brain. Asses blame on the murderer. Wait, asses? Assess? Asses. I like asses.
So it just really wasn't, we had even asked for early FBI. One of the things that I asked for was early FBI intervention, because I warned the detectives on the ground that it would be a cold case if they didn't
The FBI were there.
get the feds involved, because Will County just wasn't equipped to handle this murder investigation.
How do you know?
We all believe that from day one. So, I mean, yeah, they do have fault. They are to blame. They have to excess blame in this case. And
I'm sorry, you have a criminal, what is it? Degree? Something like that. You see, let me tell you how it works. You know, from somebody who used to be on job and did handle cases like this. You know, you get called 911, child is missing, okay? You go in, you talk to the caller, you talk to everybody that's there, right? And you do a search inside the house, in which they did. Now, you can see that picture on the upper left-hand side of trying to do a cursory search in that house. However, when you have the family member saying that she wandered off, okay, what are police going to do? No, we're going to stay in the house. Really? Why do you think there were bloodhounds out there? Why do you think there were dive teams there? Because everybody was saying she wandered off. Baby Semaj, at 16-month-old, wandered off. So what? Status. So what are the police going to do? Keep searching the house or search outside? What's status say? One sees a white car, one sees a gray car. Yeah, it happens. But this is kind of a, you know, throughout the race baiting, hyperactivist community, activist, have played a large part in misinformation and unrequired justice. Absolutely, status. Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Grace. Well, Grace is saying they didn't even go in the house. You know, when they actually did go in the house, they had to have hazmat suits because there were so many bugs, so many roaches crawling everywhere in that house. So they had to gear up in hazmat suits. Okay, that's why, you know. Never mind. Go ahead.
They don't get a back door. Like I said, it's just a matter of there were other factors, and I mean, there, you know. So my thing is that I'm just trying to bring as much of the facts into it as possible, just based upon where I stood. But yet, Will County, they weren't equipped to do this investigation, and that's what I firmly believe. And you know, y'all could agree or disagree.
No, you're fine. Look, there's a question. There's a comment that was very interesting.
Let's pull it up. Give me 1 second. Let's pull it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pull
let's just
that.
real quick. I'm gonna just go down the line because I just hate the. So inside the home, Lucretia, Darlene, Cherie were in that home along with the younger kiddos. Yeah, that's what we know. And don't know who Wesley was, y'all. But y'all can tell us who Wesley was.
Oh, let me tell you who Wesley is, because he's in that DCFS report. Why wouldn't you know that, Amir? Why wouldn't you know who Wesley is when he is all over the DCF report? You can see it on my playlist. Wesley, accused of doing things to kids. I'll put it that way. And Wesley was, I believe, Lucretia's boyfriend. I don't think they were married. So, Amir, why don't you know that? Why? It's right in the fucking DCF report. Maybe you didn't read it. Well, you would think that one would read the DCFS report. You could see it on the playlist. I made it public. I'm sorry for swearing. Sorry. I apologize.
I don't know who was Wesley.
I
See, it's my first time hearing that name too.
Well, you
Not
know,
mine.
Preacher seems to have a lot of inside information. Animal cruelty. What about human cruelty?
That's the same thing we said.
Yeah.
It's inconclusive.
When it comes up, did we get to this? Is this the common grace? When it comes up?
Is this no? The last one at the bottom will be the one.
Yeah, this is. Okay, yeah. So there was a birthday party, and the suspects were there. And here's the thing: everything that was done, even up until that point, was done to try to bring as much attention to what was going on the ground and to try to make whoever did this come forward.
Birthday party. Did you organize that birthday party? Let me see here. Birthday party. Birthday party. I have a lot of things that I have not uploaded yet. I have a lot of things that are private that I have not uploaded yet. So forgive me on that. Do you mean this birthday party? This one right here? Is that the birthday party? Will County is located in Joliet Sheriff's Department. Yeah. Thank you, Beth. If police were incompetent, this is a different case. Why aren't they talking about how the child died and who did it? Eyes. Is there a lawsuit against Will County Police? Amir seems fixated. I haven't seen one. I will upload the actual lawsuit and you can see it in its full content. I know different departments were sued, not just DCFS. Sherry Gordon was on that lawsuit. And I don't remember seeing Will County Sheriff's Department, but it might have been. It might have been. Okay. But I don't remember seeing it. I'll make that public after this live stream. Grace is just there to be there. So is this the birthday party? Okay. Just checking.
And comfortable and coming forward. So, that not only was a part of that strategy, but to try to keep the information out there at the same time so nobody wouldn't forget. So, that's one of the things. And yeah, we actually did the birthday party for Semaj to bring everybody together to try to make the environment conducive enough that people would see that it wasn't going away, and to bring a level of, hey, we gotta bring this to the law because it's not going away. And that's one of the strategies that we try to do. So just so you know, there was a lot of confusion that hurt.
And that's what I'm doing, bringing awareness. Bringing awareness to baby Samaje. Oh, yeah, I have my beliefs, eyes, but those are my beliefs on what actually happened. But we'll get there. We'll get there.
The case, right, Beth. That's all I'm saying. The police did a quick search.
Beth.
The police did a quick search, but they were told Semaj was outside.
What? Well, so why did you agree that the police never did a search in the first place? This is what I'm talking about, people. Everybody wants to blame everybody. But the story changes. She sure seems to know that the police did many things wrong. Yeah. What'd they do wrong? That's what I want to know. What did the police do wrong? They went in, did a cursory search. They were told the baby wandered off. They got the dogs out, right? Were people going in and out of that house at the time? This lady said that Darlene took Cherie back in the house. Back in the house. Huh. Okay.
And I understand that, but cops usually when the kid is missing, they look right inside first, So I do.
Duh, that's what they did, Grace. Dumbass. And look at the condition of the house. I believe they did, Wyoming. I believe they did. follow protocol. You have a missing child, you do a cursory search. The family tells you the baby wandered off. Where do you go look? And then they tried to get back in the house, and they weren't allowed in the house. They went, it's in the intro. The sheriff's department went to the state attorney and begged them for a search warrant in the house because they weren't allowed back in the house. They were not allowed back in the house to search again. So they begged the state attorney, please give us a search warrant. The state attorney said no. No. And then the lawyer for Cherie gave them permission to go in and search. And that's when they found Semaj. That's exactly how it happened. Call me a liar. That's how it happened. The ladies were sitting, yeah, when they were interviewed. From what I understand, they were sitting on the couch. So when was that couch turned onto the floor? A lot of things don't add up. The only thing preventing this case being solved is people won't tattle, snitch. Amir, you said you know who did it. I have you on the intro. You say Will County knows who did it. Okay. You know what's preventing anybody from being prosecuted? Nobody will open up their mouth. Everybody quiet as church mice.
You understand that they're this way, but they're terrible. But I just wanted to add that because
Yeah. Is that the comment, or are we still getting to it?
This is the comment right here.
Okay. You want to go ahead and read that for me?
Latoya said that when she got there, Nunu, because I don't know these people, the slow daughter was in the bathroom. She would not come out, and they would go next door to pee. She thinks that she had the baby's body in there with her. Do y'all know anything about that? Because I know, just indication, we.
What was that? Let me remove myself so you can read that comment from Creature. She seems to know an awful lot. Latoya said when she got there, Nunu, the slow daughter, was in the bathroom. She would not come out, and they would go next door to pee. She thinks she had the baby's body in there with her. Horrific.
Kind of thinking dog hit by the window. It was Miss Darlene's room. Could it be a possibility that the body was moved around? Do you know anything about this?
Oh.
Who do we still have?
Tara.
Tara?
So, Tara, they're saying Nunu was in the bathroom. Almondy one, she would not come out, and they would go next door to pee. She thinks she had the baby's body in there with her. Listen, go ahead, Tara.
I did hear that somebody was in the bathroom, but I never knew that it was Nunu.
Okay.
For a long time?
Yeah.
They were in there for a long time?
For a long time, but I never knew who it was.
Okay, this is great that we're having this conversation. Shout out to everyone in the audience, the ones who have been following this case and putting this pertinent information, because it's kind of highlighting certain things, and we're able to, bring Miss Tara story and Miss Leslie's story to life. So now we know that there was time for someone to be in the bathroom for a long time. I am so surprised that this scene was not shut off. It made an actual scene for at least 24 hours or at least a couple of hours.
It wasn't shut off, and that's when me and Leslie asked the sheriff, why is y'all need to shut this off, because it's too much in and out. I mean, people were still going in and out the house.
So, as they're searching for Semaj, people are going in and out of the house. Really? Now that is on the police.
And we asked him, like, when are you guys gonna stop this? Because there's too much back and forth.
Okay, so right now we're an hour and a half into this. Where do you want to continue with the broadcast? I mean, as far as, because we're going to continue to do broadcasts.
Yeah, let's just talk. No, I got you, Grace. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Let's just talk about two more aspects of it, and then we can go ahead.
Wow.
So here's one of the things. So you mentioned about the lawsuit, and we can talk a little.
The lawsuit. I'm uploading the lawsuit, so we don't have to hear about the lawsuit. I wanted to hear the women's testimony. And I'm nothing against the two ladies. Look, a long time has passed. But a case like this, you know, it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. So I'm going to look at Toya next. Somebody might not like this. But it's testimony. Just like the women on the screen. No, that's not the date of this. Okay. This is Latoya the godmother.
Come up on the scene, right? And some people tell you, please put yourself in my shoes. Matter of fact, they don't even tell you. You got to hear from God Dad that your goddaughter is missing. You ain't seen your god baby in months because they shut you out of her life. And then when you finally get to hear something about her, you hear that she's missing. Let me put that back in your head, right? You shut out of her life, and the next thing you hear about your goddaughter is that she's missing. And then on top of that, you hear that the 3 adult women who were with her claim they don't know what happened. They don't know how she came up missing. They even go, you even find out that they ain't called no police until 3-4 hours later. Until 3 or 4 hours later. You feel in your heart something is fishy, but you just want to find your godchild. You want to find this baby that you love. So you just focus on finding this child. You're out here looking, climbing in bushes, trees, everything to find your godchild, scoping the entire area out, leaving your own children behind to find out where your godchild is. Then on top of that, after all of those hours of searching, crying because you can't find her, you find out that she was dead under a filthy ass couch. Now you tell me, if you're not going to go up to them people and demand answers, are you just going to sit around and be like, police, just take care of it? It's out of my hands. Police, you take care of it. No. If you are a real godparent, a real parent, a real friend, a real relative, you're going to make them give you answers. And that was my thing. Hold on. This shit don't sound right. Y'all story is changing. You about to tell me what the hell happened? What happened? What's going on? That's my thing. I don't get what the fucking problem is with me asking them to make sure they tell me what is going on. What is the problem with that? What's the problem with that? I don't give a damn how hard I'm going. I don't care if I'm hurting feelings. Semaj don't have feelings anymore, remember? So I can give a fuck about their feelings. I want to know what the hell happened to my goddaughter. Okay? That's my thing. So while I'm grilling their ass, I'm going hard with them. I'm asking them what happened.
So, in all the videos I have seen of the family, I have not seen one tear. Not one. No emotions. Now, Cherie, she had cognitive difficulties. I don't know the extent of it. I'm sorry, chat. Hey, go back. Yeah, Nikita Cloud vibes, yeah. She's got emotion, though. Not like the rest of them. Yeah, child services. I mean, they should have got sued. They should have got their asses sued and everybody fired. But there's a problem with the system because there's so many cases. Their time is limited. Training might be an issue, could be. But to leave children in that condition with all of those reports of abuse, was it considered a crime scene at the time? When they first learned she was missing, no. No, it wouldn't have been a crime scene. As a missing child, they did the cursory search. They were told the baby wandered off, so that's where the search went. And then they tried to get back into the house, and they weren't allowed back in the house. They tried to get the state attorney to give them a search warrant, and the state attorney said no. The child is missing. She ran away. A 16-month-old ran away. She does. She's got sound.
Go all up and down my timeline for people who've been here since the beginning. Y'all saw me. What happened to Semaj? Why are you lying? Why did your story change? Y'all know that's how I've been doing. So how are people coming out, people, they family, they friends and all of this, coming all out the woodwork talking about, we don't like the way you're going about this. They're not lying. They can't possibly know. Listen, I'm finna tell it to you like this, right? The first day when they claimed Semaj was missing, everybody, grandma, mama, auntie, all said they were going to get ice cream and that Semaj wandered off.
Right.
I posted all of the articles, everything. I have been diligently going through every single thing. I mean, staying up at night, going over every single word. Because the shit ain't adding up. I need answers. So let me know if y'all gonna be the type of people to sit back and be like, no, police just handle it. I'm not gonna do anything. Then bye-bye. Get off my post. Bye-bye. But if you gonna be like me and demand answers, then you feel where I'm coming from. I want answers. The little bullshit they giving out is not good enough. You can't sit up here and tell me you don't know what happened to Semaj. Because the first night she was missing, the house was searched. The house was searched. And on that first night she was missing, Grandma said that that guy Doug, the neighborhood pedophile, took her and had people busting out that window and stuff.
What? Well, I don't know if that's true. That's what she says. Just like the ladies on the panel, but she's talking in 2017. You know, people say things. I can't prove whether Grandma said that or not. So.
See, Grandma and Auntie was saying that shit.
Okay. Lucretia?
That was the very first red herring. And the people who was out there, y'all remember. You may not want to say nothing because y'all the type of people, oh no, let police handle it. No, but I'm not. I don't give a damn about feelings. I don't give a fuck about any of y'all feelings or how y'all feel about my approach in this matter.
Yes, Ice.
This is for my godchild. You can't see how hard I'm going for my godchild?
Well, I'd like to know why you didn't have contact too. Ice has a good point. Why did they take away you seeing your god baby?
And for you people, that punk ass dude, I'm not gonna say your name, but you know who you are. Why you talking about, well, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? You had to have known. Let me get this straight. So you trying to tell me, as hard as I'm going, so for all of y'all, as hard as I'm going now, you actually think in that little bitty ass mind of yours that I knew my godchild was being abused and wouldn't do shit about it? Like, really? As hard as I'm going now, all this bullshit I'm going through now, you really?
Did you know the DCFS kept going to the house for years? I don't know. Oh, got that right, status.
Think I'm just gonna sit up somewhere and let my baby get abused? Oh, right. Of course you would, because that's some shit you would do. You the same person talking about don't step on toes, right? Same person trying to tell me to consider their feelings. Fuck their feelings. And fuck your feelings. I want answers. I went so far as to contact the Steve Wilkos show myself. Because you see, at first, I asked them. I asked Grandma. I asked Aunt. I even was reaching out to Mom, asking them, what happened? What happened? Mom tells me, Cherie tells me, oh, Toya, I can't talk about this. I hope you understand. And my thing was to her, I will never fucking understand. You need to give some answers. Just like with Grandma, Aunt. Y'all need to get some motherfucking answers. Then they say they working with police. Police officer who is directly handling the case says they're not cooperating. Who's not cooperating? Because I'm the person in the damn video asking him. I made it.
Well, she was in that meeting where the investigator was speaking, and he did say that they were not cooperating. They all lawyered up, except for, I think, Tamika, who said in that press conference. I had to put that press conference in 2 parts because the audio was so bad I had to have it transcribed so you could hear what they were saying. And it's very telling. Now, why would Darlene and Tamika start arguing about the facts in that press conference? I don't know. Very dramatic. Does she have a right to be? Now, she called Jed in. And that's where the shit show between the activists occurred. Family, she says the family won't talk to her, right? I don't know. I wasn't there. I think I would be screaming my head off a lot if I couldn't get answers. Hell, I'm getting pissed off now. And anybody that's not pissed off at this case, I don't know what to tell you. The thing about cussing in emotional situations is it diminishes the effectiveness. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'll try not to swear. Oh, excessive cursing. Okay. Uh, yeah. It does. I mean, do I understand her anger? Yeah. Screaming? Yeah. Uh, she was on that news report, so apparently she was at the DCFS hearing. She had different color hair, I think. I think she had black hair at the time. There's a lot of things that we have to get through. Are we going to solve the case? No. I say it every time. No. That's not our purpose. Our purpose is to bring out the facts with evidence and testimony. Evidence is black and white. I've already made the, switch the screen here. I've already made the DCFS report. And if you're going to read this, let me tell you now, it is absolutely disgusting. What these children went through is absolutely disgusting. So if you do read this report, which is 22 pages long, you're gonna scream like I did. How? How? And then baby Semaj is murdered. Yeah, well, the evidence, okay? DNA evidence. Say you have a murder case, you're looking for DNA. The problem is there were up to 15 people living in that household at one time. And the DNA is going to be all over the place. And then you have animals and roaches and all kinds of uh, ridiculous stuff going on. Yeah, I hope somebody will crack. Look, whoever did this, whoever murdered this baby, it is eating you alive unless you have no feelings. Unless you're a psychopath. That could be it. Could be it. I'd like to know who Creature is, though. She seems to have an awful lot of information. Emotion mean care. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of emotion. I've not seen anybody on this live today try to solve the case, just accusations and allegations of no consequence. Well, that's the thing with investigations, eyes. You know, you sift through the evidence, like what I have up here right now. DCFS report. You get testimony from people, right? The only way this case will be ever solved is who confesses. Hey, Lynn. When this case was going on, a lot of people wanted to go to trial. Oh, wanted it to go to trial. Very disappointed that it was settled. Well, it's still an open case. The case is still open. The settlement was the $6 million for DCFS, right? To offset your point without taking away from it. Your point, oh, GB. Look at her dead, deep black eyes. Stuff stuff has happened to Latoya, I expect. Yeah, could be. Could be. Yeah, eventually I think so, TK. But bringing awareness for this baby. Whoever did it, and those who know who did it, it is eating you alive. Unless you're a psychopath and you don't have any feelings. Dynamics of the family are horrific for most of yeah. And DCFS, with all the complaints, you have in this report one of the children wanting to unalive himself. Really? And did you put him back in that home? You put him in the hospital because he wanted to unalive himself. It's a hard case. I know it's a hard case. I'm not putting the blame on anybody. The real culprits are Child Protective Services and the family. People know who murdered that baby. And every single statement I get goes on a timeline. I make these cute little timelines. Thank you, Cynthia. What happens, when it happened, how it happened, who said what, who did what, right? Wrongful death went to trial, then they would have to have had to testify. Yeah. But you can't bring it to trial without evidence, right? And that's the whole crux of it. That's the whole mess of it. There's no evidence. None. And the fire. Oh. Yeah, let me play that fire before I get out of here. Yeah, absolutely, Beth. Absolutely. Let me bring up that flyer. I just I haven't uploaded. Well, I uploaded it, but I haven't made it public yet. I'll play that now. I have so much. Go to the Semaj Crosby playlist, and that's where I'm making things public. Let me get that.
Where the body of 16-month-old Semaj Crosby was found
Okay,
dead
hold
last
on. Hold on. Pause.
week has burned.
Yep. Pause. Let me get the correct window. Get that off the stage. There we go. Okay. So I just uploaded this video. And it's dated May 6th, 2017. Oh, the wrongful death that James did. There was another child's death, right? Haven't looked into that yet. Okay, let me play this. Make sure the sound's up. Yep.
To the ground. Will County investigators trying to determine if arson was the cause or perhaps if it was the candles in front of the home that had been set up for a makeshift memorial. Either way, another sad angle in this entire story in the tragic death of Semaj Crosby.
Any word to describe just a sad feeling, that's how I would describe this. It's surreal, like how fast stuff happens like this the day after her funeral, though.
The condemned home at 309 Lewis that had been the subject of a police investigation for the past week went up in smoke quickly and burned down even faster.
It was just engulfed in flames, like flames spewing out of it and everything. Just terrible sight.
David Stocking lives next door. He heard the commotion and shot the video of the burning home, posting it on social media.
Look at the flame. Look at the tree. Look at the flame from the front.
He told police there had been activity around the home the night before.
My sister had reported that a car had pulled up, 4 people. Somebody got out, checked around the house and stuff, see if it was locked, and then they went away.
Days earlier, the home had been deemed unlivable and condemned after the girl's body was found inside, reportedly stuffed under a couch.
I can't even fathom just losing a child like that, you know? So I can imagine how everybody feels. Even people that don't even know the child know how it feels.
It's a sad ending to an already tragic story of a little girl who never had a chance to grow up on a street where neighbors once rallied to find her when she was reported missing.
Everybody in the neighborhood was outraged. I mean, cops came all up my house, came to everybody's doors, knocking on doors. People was outraged. You had like over 200 people out here searching, looking for a child that was already in the house.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. No arrests have been made and no charges have been filed in the death of Semaj Crosby. Andrea Darlis, WGN News.
Y'all come in.
I already know. Mom said when she, girl, and do you know somebody had the audacity to close Cherie window?
Knowing it was open the whole time.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, please don't come to the Heights.
Please don't.
As I felt as the whole situation, if you didn't live in the Heights or knew Semaj personally, you shouldn't have been there. But I just appreciate,
we good.
Appreciate
that's
the
next door. These folks sick.
It's just crazy. It really is crazy.
Do him like that again.
It don't matter who did it. They just sick as fuck. Period.
It don't matter.
Period.
That's irrelevant.
Period. It's coming down.
Girl, Mom said when she left to go to work this morning, you know, Mom leave about 5:30.
I got shoes on, nigga. I was just outside.
I had to change those in the doors. She said she's seen the hospital.
Go back in.
Right.
Gotta keep the side of my crib, mama crib wet so ours don't catch on fire. He's spraying our crib so it don't catch on fire. Yeah, we good. You can see the outside through there, boy. It's gonna go down. They're gonna put you down here in a minute. The house does not have a roof no more. As y'all see, the house does not have a roof no more. It's just 4 walls. And then the structure is burning on the inside and they just letting it go down. The whole wall about to go. It's right there. I moved it yesterday and cut the grass.
Yes, status. Oh, good question,
Nah,
BB.
she ain't out there, Teddy.
I'll get to the comments in a second.
Her van over there, though. Hey, you call Bill back? Huh? You call Bill back? Oh yeah, your van. My fault.
Burnt to the ground. I have questions. Yeah, police tape. Well, was there police tape around the house? Uh, so the rest of the evidence went up in smoke. Why didn't they take out everything in that house? Uh, that's a question I have. Um, I didn't see any police tape. I didn't see anything. Nothing. Lynn. DCFS also took custody of a teenager and made her stepfather a foster parent. At the same time, the father's own two biological kids was in foster care. Different case. Oh, okay. Different case. Yeah, it just arson. Was it gasoline? Not sure. Just status. I had to laugh at that fireman. He must be 4 foot tall. Police eventually got that search warrant and found Samaji, correct? Yes. Yes. Oh, excuse me, I hiccuped. YouTube. Getting a warning. So they'll probably age restrict this, live stream. I would have, looked into yeah, even every nook and cranny, that's the thing. That's the thing of it. Why didn't they? The people know who murdered that baby. From what that lady said on a mirror show, the sheriff's department told Joliet Police Department to leave. Now, according to the news channels on that day, there were 100 cops out there searching, including the FBI. Well, Wyoming, I don't think the baby ever left the house. But why didn't the police get every piece and scrap out of that house? I know when they did the search, they had to use hazmat suits. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? For this little baby. That's it. That little baby. People know who murdered her. And they're silent. Why? Your conscience must be terrible. How can you live with yourself? Or there witnesses that saw the baby outside? Well, there's conflicting statements, right? People that were there say one thing, and then they contradict what they said before. So, it's sad. It's sad. I'm not doing this to solve a case. Not doing this to blame anybody. Mistakes were made. Of course they were. Look at those babies' eyes and say you don't care. You don't care. This is not the only case we're going to be doing. I have a lot of privated videos on the playlist tonight. I will make them public. And they're going to be in order as it happened. The news crews, I have most of the off-screen news crews statements and what they said and what they saw, which is very telling. Whoever was charged with the baby should be charged with neglect. I don't know why. Why wasn't anybody charged with neglect? I don't get it. I don't understand it. A lot of mistakes were made. Those children shouldn't have been in that house. Yeah, she was under the couch. Yeah, she couldn't crawl under it. But the ladies on a mirror show said that the couch was upright. It wasn't on the ground. So we'll sift through that, put it on the timeline, and just keep going. Not blaming anybody, I'm asking questions. If you get offended by asking questions about the murder of this little baby, I feel sorry for you. If you think it's you, it's you. People want answers. Will we ever get them? I don't think so until somebody comes and says, this is what happened. I was there. Because people know. People know. It's sad. But this is an evil world that we live in. You know, all I can do is present to you what I have. And videos and documents. That's it. That's it. I can't say who killed her, who murdered her. I can't tell you that. But if you don't like my questions, that's a problem. That makes me wonder why you don't want anybody asking questions. Hey, Eslin, we absolutely are going to do that on this channel. And with each video, with each document, you know, we'll bring awareness. But if you can't look at those eyes of that baby and cry, something's wrong with you. If you have any information that you could prove, the Will County Sheriff's Department, or you can send it to my email and I will forward it to the Will County Sheriff's Department. This baby didn't deserve what happened to her. She didn't. I don't care about lawsuits or any of that. I don't care. I care about this baby. This innocent baby who could barely walk. That's just wrong. It's wrong in so many ways. But anyways, I'm going to end this live here. And I will start making public all of the videos I have in order as it happened so far. I still have a lot to upload. So please be patient. And I am working on it almost every day. I took yesterday off. So, but NCI is still going forward. Thank you. Everybody, thank you very much. I appreciate your attention. Ask questions. Look at the videos I put up. And ask yourself, Ask the hard questions. It's going to hurt people's feelings. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm asking the tough questions. I am working on the 6-minute x-ray, and that'll be coming up again. I think I did a live stream. Cynthia, Beth, do you remember? That was from the 6-minute x-ray. Anyways, enough of that. Oh, please check out Lady Luck Club. She did cover the Carmelo Anthony case with some surprising evidence that came out. And Nate the lawyer, okay, who went over the case. Yeah, it's good to see everybody. I gotta say this too. I thought as a content creator, I had to go live every day. I don't. I finally figured it out. But I'm gonna do things I love. That's what this channel's about. I want to do things I love to do, and I hope you stick with me. Make sure you like, subscribe, become a member, support the channel. We appreciate everything. And with that, I'm going to get to work and make those videos public. Playlist Semaj Crosby. Okay. Thanks, guys. Bye.
All okay? 911, where's your emergency?
Hi, Captain.
Yes, my daughter is
Joliet
missing. Hold on, ma'am. Let them talk
Joliet
first.
with a transfer for 309 Lewis Road in Crescent Heights. Go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you. What's going on there?
Yes, my daughter is missing. I cannot find her. She was outside playing with the kids, and she's missing.
Okay, how old is she?
She's 1.
All right, stay on the phone with me while we get the police en route. What's her name?
Semaj.
Spell it for me.
Semaj Crosby, Semaj.
On April 25th, 2017, 16-month-old Semaj Crosby was reported missing by her mother, Sherry Gordon.
Largely, we know who committed the murder. We believe we have that evidence. But at the same time, the Will County Sheriff, they have that evidence.
We got the yeah.
So I understand we talked to the police that you were going to go get ice cream because it was a nice day and your car wouldn't start.
Yes.
So then take me through what happened.
And then from there we just started looking for her because we noticed that she wasn't with us. She wasn't with the rest of the kids.
I think me and my kids, we got about 9 o'clock and started searching the area and everywhere, and we didn't see it. But then I woke up the next morning and it just dawned on me when I started reading all these reports about them fixing a car. I said, no, that's a lie.
Did you end up having to get the search warrant, or did you just get the consent?
We were working with the State's Attorney's Office all afternoon, and they pretty much told us that because all indications from witnesses indicated the child had walked away, we could not get a search warrant at that point.
Well, we were watching the first request and then gave you a second request. After you made the second request, is when you got the...
We got consent last night from the lawyer that was working with the mother to go in and search the house. That's when we found the baby last night.
And we kept saying, Cherie, where's Semaj? Where's Semaj? She kept saying in the house. By that time, I remember turning my back or something like that to walk away because the sheriffs and everybody had us crowded. So I was saying, get back, give her some room so we could try to figure out what was going on. By that time, Darlene came out and got Cherie and took Cherie in the house. We went in the house. Everybody else standing outside went in the house. It was me and a couple of more people that went inside the house. But when we went inside the house, the couch was standing up. The couch was never down. So we continued to search. I don't remember where Cherie ended up because, like I said, we all walked off. So I